In a small, forgotten village, under the shadow of dusty hills, a child was growing. A child who would one day change the world. But before the miracles, before the crowds, before the cross, there were quiet years, silent years. Years almost hidden from history. This is the childhood of Jesus they never told you. Jesus was not born into power, wealth, or privilege. He entered the world in the simplest way, in a manger, surrounded by animals, straw, and the night sky. His first crib was not gold, but a feeding trough. His first audience, shepherds, some of the most overlooked people in society, yet the first to witness hope. It was God's way of saying, greatness does not need a throne. It begins in humility. After his birth, the Bible goes quiet for many years, not because nothing happened, but because everything that was happening was preparing him for his destiny. Jesus grew up in Nazareth, a tiny village with maybe 300 people. No fame, no recognition, just ordinary life. He learned Joseph's trade carpentry. He worked with wood. He carried tools. He built things with his hands long before he rebuilt lives with his words. And in those silent years, he understood the struggles of ordinary people, their sweat, their pain, their hopes. At age 12, a moment breaks the silence. Jesus traveled with his parents to Jerusalem for Passover. When the celebration ended, Mary and Joseph began the long journey home, but Jesus stayed behind. For 3 days they searched for him in fear and confusion, and when they finally found him, he was sitting among the religious teachers in the temple, not just as a student, but as a teacher himself. He spoke with wisdom far beyond his age. And when his mother asked why he stayed behind, he simply replied, "Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" It was the first clear sign that this child was unlike any other. After that moment, the Bible goes silent again for nearly 18 years. But silence does not mean absence. God was shaping him in obedience, in patience, in love. He lived quietly. He waited quietly. He prepared quietly. And when the world least expected it, he stepped out of that silence and into his destiny. Before the miracles, before the teachings, before the sacrifice, Jesus lived a life just like ours, full of work, waiting, and growing. And if his silent years had a profound purpose, maybe yours do too. This is episode 1 of In the Footsteps of Jesus. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for episode 2, The Baptism When Heaven Tore Open. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.